Welcome to lesson number 6 of CRT full course swing trade. In today's lesson, we're gonna talk about entry models, right? Because you already know the SRT we talked about in the last lesson, right? And I hope you guys took the weekend to study. And today we're gonna talk about how to enter the SRT model, right? So for that, I hope you guys taking notes and paying attention. So grab your coffee and let's go for one more class, okay? And as you can see, the GPY just happens exactly what I draw in the last class right here, right? I opened the charts today and this is the image that I see. The price literally came here, swap this internal liquidity right here, right? Push higher, push low, and then go to the key level, right? So what are you gonna do here? We're gonna talk about entry models, right? Because this is a clear and valid entry for us. But how we can enter in this type of trade, right? And I'm gonna explain to you guys. We have two entries, right? And I will talk more about the beginner entry, right? And then a little of the advanced entry because I do realize that most of you guys are not prepared for the advanced entry, so you can stick to the beginner entry. It's a beginner friendly entry and you have no problems with that. So we have two types of entry, right? Um, let's take the path drawing here and I will explain to you, right? So assuming that we have the four range right here, right? We're going to swap this liquidity, right? And then in the way to swapping the liquidity, we have this kind of way. We not like a straight swap, right? And then swap right here. And then remember the lecture about structures where we have our market shift right here in this point, right? So we wait for the market structure shift to happen, of course, in the lower time frame, and I will talk about the time frames, right? But we will expect the the shift, right? And then we take our entry in the retest of some internal liquidity right here, and then we take our trade, right? This is our first entry, like this, and this is the most easy type of entry, right? The other kind of entry, it's a CRT entry, right? CRT type of entry. It's a more advanced entry, and I don't advise you are beginning do this kind of entry. And I will not talk a lot about this entry. It's a kind of entry I personally do, but I don't advise you because you can blow your account doing this in the wrong way. Of course, if you do the right way, you can significantly improve your risk to reward. But if you do in the wrong way, you can lose your account very quickly. So I highly advise you, if you are beginning, to stay in this kind of entry and not do this kind of entry, right? So what is this kind of entry? The CRT entry is just the price is fractal, right? So basically what we're gonna do is wait for sweep right here, right? And then we go down to 1 or if needed 2 time frames and take a CRT entry in a lower time frame of this 4 hour or daily or weekly, candle, right? And I'm gonna show you the both entries right now. So pay attention. Okay. So let's see if this trade that we saw today, we do have entry, right? So in the SRT, we have this candle, and then we have the inside candle. But we do have internal liquidity right here. So we are expecting to this internal liquidity to be purged and go to the key level up here, right? So we're gonna talk about time frames first because I need to explain you this. For the 4-hour SRT, okay, you're going to look in the 15-minute to a confirmation entry, right? In the daily SRT, you're going to look for 1-hour confirmation entry. And for the weekly SRT, you're going to look for the 4-hour confirmation, right? Nothing different than this, okay? You not go any lower than 15 minutes, okay? 15 minutes is the lower time frame you go for the 4-hour, okay? And you not go lower than this, okay? I telling you this for your own good and sake, okay? So stick to this model: 4-hour, 15-minute confirmation, daily 1-hour confirmation, and weekly 4-hour confirmation, okay? So in this case, we are in the 4-hour chart, right? And we drop down to 15-minute right here, right? And so the 15-minute, where we got our 3 candle valid, right? If you see closely here, you have here, okay? So this, it's your internal, right? And this is your shift right here, is your shift. I'm gonna paint it red, okay? So your shift is right here, okay? First thing is identify where is your shift, okay? The purge occurs right here, but here you not have any candle sweeping the previous candle high. So this is your shift right here, okay? Not this, not this, not this. You can adopt this, okay? This is right, but the true one is this candle, right? And after that, you're going to wait for a retest in what? Internal liquidity, the first internal liquidity, okay? And so what do you have here? You have this fair value gap, right? Have this fair value gap. You have this fair value gap that's already been tested, right? Price most don't retest twice a zone, right? It's one zone. As you can see right here, you have a tiny fair value gap as well, has been tested, right? So every internal liquidity has been tested, but this one isn't yet. So once you have your structure shift, you can, of course, put your order right here. Your stop loss, yep, it's, in this case, it's a little bit large, right? And you can aim, and this is the next lesson business, right? We're gonna talk about the targets for in the next lesson, but you can aim for your key level or 3 risk to reward, okay? Fine, this is one trade, and the trade works, right? The system works because the system is perfect. And we're gonna see the other trade because once we hit this target right here, this key level, that's our main target, right? Keep in mind your key level, it's your main target. Once we hit the key level, we have now a new candle range, which is this one, the break previous range. We have this previous range, right? And then this candle breaks previous range, okay? And this candle breaking previous range. What you have here, you have the same situation down here. Okay, you have a fair value gap right here, right? And you have this candle sweeping the previous candle low, right? So we go down to the 15-minute and we're going to see if we have some kind of entry. So in this case, your structure shift is in the candle high, right? This is a problem, okay? Because you don't want to enter long here when it's already too high, the price, right? So in this case, the market just turned bullish right here, and you do have internal liquidity, right? But in this case, I prefer not to trade because the price just move away too much, right? You have your shift right here, fine, because this candle sweeps this previous candle low, high, make a low, purge, right? And then breaks here, structure, basic. And you have, sorry, and you have this fair value gap right here, okay? And your risk to reward is gonna be trash risk to reward, right? It's gonna be like something like this to be at least acceptable. So I prefer not to take this kind of trade, okay? But remember that I talk about the enter number 2, right? And the enter number 2 it's CRT type of entry, right? Fractal. Okay, so you do have your 4 hour. Okay, then you go to the 50-minute. Try to find your entry. If you don't find your entry in the 15-minute, you go to the 5-minute and try to find your entry on the 5-minute. Okay, I'll explain to you how this works right now. So you have your 4 hour range, you have the 4 hour purge, it's right here. Okay, and remember the CRT lesson. We must have a key level and then form a CRT, right? And then it's important to say to you guys, this model will present to you, okay? It will show to you, it's be clear to you see. If you don't see the model, probably you're reading the markets in the wrong way, okay? This model will present to you. Like here, you got nothing, okay? You don't have a CRT model. You don't have a down close, strong down close candle. You don't have the second candle purge, and you don't have the third candle distribution, right? You just simply doesn't have it. But you go down to the 5-minute, well, things begins to change, right? In the 5-minute, you do have your key level right here, okay? You have your candle number 1, candle number 1 low, candle number 2, close in sight, and candle number 3, right? And this type of entry, it's the type of entry a lot of guys asking me for, like, what's this entry? Why you take this trade? Like, because I'm seeing a 4-hour, right, key level, like 5 a.m. or 2 a.m. or whatever time key level, right? And I see the model presenting to me like this, okay? You see, you have CRT right here, candle 1, candle 2, candle 3. And then in candle 3, you can take your trade right here, and then you can aim for whatever target you want. And we are going to discuss this in the next lesson, right? So this is the second entry, but be aware, this second entry, it's more difficult, okay? So be focused on the first entry. So the first entry, we have no trades here. So let's see if we have other entry types for that I can share with you guys my line of thoughts here. So you do here have here, right, possible entry here. Let's see, drop to the 15-minute, right? Let's go back here, and our 15-minute, right? We get our entry, right? Because our structure shift is right here, okay? And then we have this fair value gap, internal liquidity, right? Pretty simple, pretty easy to see, right? And then we have our short right here, stop, and first target, candle low, right? Simple as that. Let's see other entries that we probably have, right? I know that here we have a lot of entries because I took a lot of entries in this leg. Person myself, right here, we have one. If I'm not wrong, just let me put this blue for not confusion. And I think I have where probably here, I guess two, if I'm not mistaken, right? This. Let me see. Yeah, this right here as well, right? I guess yeah, because that's it. Probably this one too here. Yeah. So let's go back 15-minute and let's see if we find our entries right here. So let's begin with this one. So we have the purge right here. After the purge, we have structure shift right here. Okay, candle sweeping the previous candle high, making a new high, and breaking the low. Okay, structure shift right here. Fair value gap right here. Take your trade right here. Put your entry, stop loss, and you can aim for whatever target you're currently looking at. Okay, this case, purge, no shift, far shift. Okay, price never return. In fact, price returns. If you see, like we have the shift right here, and we have the mitigation of this internal liquidity, the price doesn't come back. And if you see this internal liquidity, this candle mitigate the region, okay? But I don't like this kind of trade. I like when it's like fast, this one, okay? So no trades here. Let's see in the 5 minutes if we can see that region. See maybe a CRT kind of entry, and there you go, CRT entry. It's here, right? Heavy down close candle, CRT low, CRT high, right? Candle one number one, candle number two, entry on candle number three, stop below the low, right? And your target, well, don't know. Sorry. And you can have your target. Okay. Let's stay to the model number one entry, right? Here we have candle low, purge. Yeah, kind of tough situation here. I think we may have shift right here. Don't know for sure. I will adopt this one. If not adopting the shift itself, it can be assist, change of state delivery right here. This candle, yeah, can be, right? So I will take this as assist, okay. And then you have your fair value gap, entry, and then you have your entry, stop, and target. Okay, easy. We have other entries. Yeah, we have right here. So range, purge. Where is our shift? Right, our shift is right here. So shift. Let me see. Candle, candle, candle. Yeah, this is the candle who swapped the previous candle high. So here's our shift, right? And we have no fair value gaps. We do a fair value gap here, but this is a terrible risk to reward. So Nadia adopted this one. Okay, we do have. And here we not have, but we do have our order block entry, right? This guy is our order block. And if you see here, you also have your CRT entry model. So you have two entry models right here, right? You can adopt whatever you like in this case, right? I don't recommend you guys to drop too much time frames now in beginning, but in this case, if you have the 15-minute CRT model presenting, you can use, right? So you have the candle low right here, right? Candle high right here. Price sweeps, candle low with the key level, right? It's here and here. You have a key level right here as well. Look, right? And then you can do your entry on candle 3. Stop above and target. I don't know. You can aim for your target, right? Or you can adopt a order block type of entry in this case after the market do one structure shift. So in this case, your order block is this guy, right? Right here. The price. Do our shift right here. We shift the price for bullish, right? And then we tested the order block. Your entry is going to be in the order block, the stop right above, and target whatever you want. Okay? So basically, is this guy. You can have this two type of entries, and I wish you guys to focus more on the model number 1 entry than number 2, and then as you gain confidence and experience, you go to model number 2, and maybe you can drop one time frame. Okay, but I do not recommend you to go to model number 2 before you mastering the model number 1, right? And I think is this, guys. You have a lot of to digest right now, and you have a lot of to study, right? And put the pieces together of the SRT. And now your entry models, right? And in the next class, we're gonna talk about risk management and targets. Okay. And it will be the last lesson for you guys. Okay. So I do believe it's all for today. Hope you enjoyed the class and stay good to the lesson number 7. Bye bye.